Hello and good evening. I'm making this video in response to those people out there that are claiming to be geniuses and claiming to be in the ultimate genius. Well, I don't believe there is an ultimate genius, but I believe everybody has the capacity to be a genius and excel at a higher rate than maybe others. But we all have that potential. But to get it straight, I have written a poem to accentuate this aspect of genius, because a genius out there claimed that he had the answer to solve the world's problems, and I don't believe that he addressed it appropriately, so I got a poem for him. My friend, you are limited in the constructs of this life. The answer you have given are half-lives. The answer and mystery of this life are joined together in perpetual insight, only to refine at a later date and time. The ultimate solution is infinitely divine, which the law of love cannot be restrained. This is truly the highest magnitude of unlimited gain. Now, aside from this, I looked up the word genius because I knew that it meant insight to a degree. So here's the definition of genius off of Wikipedia, I believe it is, on the internet. A genius is something or someone embodying exceptional intellectual ability, creativity, or originality, typically to the degree that is associated with the achievement of unprecedented insight. That is a key word. Remember that word, insight. Okay, now the adjective for genius is generalized in the same instances and is particular in other instances. The noun genius is applicable to a scholar in many subjects. Okay? Now, the important thing to know is if you decide or desire to be a genius, which most people can, you can acquire genius to a degree. Some are born with the ability to be geniuses. In my family, there's a predisposition to be geniuses, but I clogged my mind with alcohol and some other shit when I was younger. And plus, they considered me learning disability, so they had me on all kinds of drugs as a kid too. But I didn't really get a chance to perceive my genius in an intellectual way, as far as reading and writing and all that stuff. But I did have great intellect that I couldn't express through their form of understanding. Now that I'm older, now I can express it more vividly. Now I know how to use things differently. But let me get on with this. Insight, deduction, penetration, discernment, and perception. They are the very essence of genius. They're the things that you should work on. If you truly want to be a genius, I'll repeat these again. Look up these words and learn their definitions. This will help you on your search to being a great mind and a great inspiration to others around you and to yourself. You are an inspiration unto yourself. When you learn who you are and you can interact with who you are, you're two people actually. You have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the real you, but the subconscious mind reflects its real you in its conscious mind. So you're revolving in and out of the two states. You got to bring them together so that you and your mind can get together and work things out. Because the mind is not just the body. The mind is the intercept of all your being. Okay, you figure that out. Okay, I'm not going to go any further on that one. That's something you're going to have to figure out for yourself. But I wanted to bring this out in the open because I'm tired of hearing people because they have a little bit of knowledge or they can see things intuitively in their mind and recreate chess matches in their mind, recreate all kinds of information and data. That's not the precept of a person that has great insight. A person that has great insight looks into every aspect and he's not stuck on himself, but he reaches out beyond to bring that insight into other people's lives. The real true geniuses they're not out there in the open. They're in a space by themselves because they prefer to be alone. My phone's ringing, of course. But a true genius, most of them, they're alone because they don't relate. There's Mike's wife, but real geniuses just can't relate to the people around them because a lot of autistic and people that have these special debilitating diseases that cause them to behave in a different way, they don't relate as well to the rest of the people because they can't see or understand. My one brother has schizophrenia. I relate because all my personality traits, I kind of bring them together as a whole, so we work together as a whole. So I don't have scattered emotional thoughts. I kind of bring them to the surface, to a positive place where we all work together. You can call it schizophrenia if you want. I just call it getting my head together, okay? And I don't prefer in using all these antipsychotic drugs. They're poison to the body. And all you schizophrenic people out there, look for alternatives. There are some alternatives out there to help you, okay? But other than this, true genius is a person that has insight, that desires to do well with himself and get to know himself, and expresses this love of what he's learned with others, okay? Most geniuses. There are some geniuses that just are flat idiots. But other than that, I forgive them and I love them. But take into consideration what I've told you, and I'll have a little bit more on the genius aspect. I'll show you some actual understanding models of how to be a genius later on in another video. But today, just suck this in and draw this information in, and have an open mind and figure out for yourself. Like I told you, I'll go right back to those few things I want to repeat, because repetition is important to be more intuitive. Okay, deduction, penetration, discernment, and perception. Look those words up, research them, and put them into action, and you'll start to see the genius is actually within you. Okay? You are you once you know who you are. Okay? Think about that. Love you. Peace out.